day, planet Earth. Michael Litten, the last DJ, host of Ride the Vibe. That's a shout out to the late, great Tom Petty. Brilliant song of Tom's. Broadcasting from the super cool, wicked awesome DRS ATL studio right here in Roswell, Georgia. Got my buddy and the proprietor of the studio, Wahid Gomes, at the controls, making all the magic happen because I wouldn't know what the heck to do. Can barely get the words out. But at any rate, if you all are in the local area and you're looking for a super cool place to record, real home style, laid back with a great guy, check out Wahid's studio here in Roswell. And then for musicians all over the planet, if you're looking for a way to make money while you sleep, who wouldn't want to do that? Wahid's got a boutique publishing business, Verde Music, and you can get that sync licensing stuff. Again, I don't know what the heck that is, but you can make a lot of money while you sleep. I'm super stoked to have Jayler on the show today. Jayler was established in 2022 by college mates James, Tyler, Ed, and Ricky. They are a new up-and-coming young rock band that are creating their own exciting rock music, harnessing the raw classics of the 70s vibe that have been missing for so many years. So I've got James, Tyler, Ed, and Ricky on the show coming to us all the way from the UK. Welcome, guys.
Hello, how we doing?
Awesome. We got you on the show. How could I be doing badly?
Oh, awesome. Very well.
And
we're psyched to be here.
for your fans that are Legion and growing and will be growing even more as they hear this great new EP of y'all's, go to www.jayler.co.uk and you can find out everything about Jayler, and you can also buy this music we're going to play. And for your fans, y'all, we're going to play all of these songs off your great new EP, A Piece in Our Time, but only a couple minutes because, again, we want you guys to go out there and buy the music so these fellas can make a little bit more money than if you just stream it on all these platforms. And then we like to encourage, because it's a podcast, y'all, encourage listeners to get a beverage of their choice. In the studio here, we've got a cool product that we like a lot. It's DrinkMate. They're out of Michigan, and they are the Carbonate Anything drink maker. So you can take any beverage you've got, water, juices, teas, recarbonate sodas, and beers. And they're the only product that will do it all with just one device. So how cool is that?
That sounds awesome. Do they do it with Jack Daniels?
You can carbonate your Jack Daniels if you want.
We can try that out.
Yeah, try it out. They will carbonate anything, so I think that will work.
That's exciting stuff. Leave a review.
Yeah, you can leave a review. So it's DrinkMate, and you can find them at drinkmate.com. So I got to ask you all, are your last names, are they stage names, or are they your actual last names?
They are our real last names, yes.
Yeah, no stage names.
No stage names.
I love it. I mean, James Bartholomew, Tyler Aerosmith, Eddie Evans, Ricky Hodgkiss. Those are just classic.
Oh,
Thank you.
Well, thank your parents.
Yeah,
sure.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, if you're listening.
James will appreciate that because he actually wanted to change it.
Yeah, I wanted to change my name just because.
You did?
Yeah, I wanted to change it to James Adams, which is my middle name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got coached into by the parents and the bandmates to kind of just stick with the Bartholomew, and I'm glad I have.
I started saying James Adams. I think everyone was like, "Who the hell is James Adams?"
Yeah, he was like, "Who is that? Who's that imposter?"
No, I agree with your parents, dude. Bartholomew, that's wicked awesome, and Aerosmith too. I mean, holy schmoly! I'm looking at that. I go, that has to be. That can't be real. Those things.
No,
it's real. Yeah.
Wow, very, very cool. Well, you guys have got this new EP out, A Piece in Our Time, and little play on words because it's not peace as in PEACE, which I think we need peace in our time now. But
very true, yeah.
But what's the talk a little bit about that song before we cue it up?
A Piece in Our Time. It's kind of like looking back of the history of man and kind of taking a piece of our history and seeing if we can learn from it instead of repeating ourselves over these past couple decades or maybe centuries. It's just, it always repeats itself. So if we can take a piece,
Yeah.
like a piece of pie or a piece of pizza, and just
Yeah.
take it and then look into it a bit more deeply and see what went wrong and see how we can fix it.
I love it. And that, are you guys history buffs? Any?
I took history in high school, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed learning about all the different types. So my favorite was the anywhere from the 1940s to the 1960s.
Okay.
Kind of learning about all the hippie movements, and that was quite interesting to me. How people can, come from nothing, can join together and really make something big, and that means something.
Now, have you all had a chance to get over to Haight-Ashbury in the States here?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been personally on holiday with my parents. I've visited California, Nevada, Utah.
Yeah.
Beautiful places. Red Rocks Amphitheater.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dream place to play.
Yeah, it's like a dream place.
Yeah.
I think for pretty much all of us here to play.
Who'd you see? Is that Tyler? Who's?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, you got it right.
Even a blind squirrel, Tyler. Who did you see anybody there, or you just went to the?
No, we went early in the morning. We actually we caught the Motley Crue and Def Leppard stadium tour at this stadium in Utah.
Okay.
That night, but we always wanted to go and see Red Rocks, so we went like early morning.
Yeah.
And beautiful place.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Well, I'm embarrassed to say, in 4 years going to school out there in Boulder, I did not get there. So it is on my, I don't have a bucket list, but I have teed up to go see the Revivalists when they play there next. So it is a magical spot. And for Red Rocks promoters out there, check out Jayler and get them on your list, because they will be playing there at some point in time. So you want to get them there playing sooner rather than later. Well, let's queue up. I've already screwed it up because we were going to do it in the order of the EP, but I've already screwed it up. So let's just roll with it, because I'm the last DJ and I can do it any way I want, damn it.
There we are.
So if you guys are all right, well, we're going to play a little piece in our time, and then we'll be right back and chat some more.
We're searching for someone to obey. Thoughts so blue and thoughts so gray. Now I think it's time to say, in time we'll tell how far that we prevail.
That is Jayler's A Piece in Our Time, and I believe that's the latest single release. Do I have that right? Did I get even close?
Well, yeah, we did a demo version of it, and we released the demo when we had like barely any kind of recording equipment and really crappy guitar amps and stuff. But so it was the most recent single, but the EP is the most recent release.
Yeah, that's the revamped version.
Yeah,
definitely revamped.
Same with Acid Rain.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Steve Mascord of Hot Metal Magazine says So if you factor in the element of surprise and the sheer joy of discovering something pure and special, then Jayler are the best new band I have ever seen. Wow.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. Ooh, wow.
I like that. Did you guys pay Steve? Is he part of the family?
Maybe.
No. I think if you're reading from the sheet, I believe you're reading from, all those reviews are in fact genuine.
Yeah, no, I'm teasing, guys, of course. Yeah.
No, but we off the back of a UK tour, we got quite a lot of great reviews and pictures. Yeah. We put them on a sheet, and it's like, here you go. It's like our showy office sheet.
Yeah, I love it. Well, if you're not doing it, who's going to do it? And I would agree with Steve. I absolutely would echo his sentiments. And while we were playing that great song, Tyler, you were talking about the fact that you actually have played that at Red Rocks. So talk a little bit about that, because that's pretty magical.
Technically, yeah. My family and a few friends went to, I suppose you'd say like Nevada and Utah, and that is like what, west side of
the western part of the United States.
Yeah. And it was a brilliant trip. And near the end of it, we decided we were going to land in Utah and catch the end of the stadium tour with Def Leppard and Motley Crue.
Yeah.
And while we were heading there, we realized Red Rocks Amphitheater is like right around the corner from Utah, and we're like, we've got to go.
Yeah.
So this was early morning. This was like 7:00.
Yeah.
And
sun's coming up.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And me and my dad were on a Harley. I was on the back because I'm only 19, but I was probably like 16 or 17 at the time.
Yeah.
And I got a travel guitar with me, so I put that in my backpack. So we were going down the you guys got the freeway or interstate, and going towards it. I had a guitar neck sticking out my backpack.
Yeah.
Arriving on a Harley, and we rocked up. We looked around the place, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And whipped out the guitar, played a little bit of Peace in Our Time. I put it on our socials.
I love it.
That was like the first time anyone had heard the riff.
Did you get on stage? Were you on the stage?
No, I love to. I think I would have been kicked off.
Yeah, not that bold. I love it though. What a great. So that's some karma there though. That you're prescient because you're visualizing when you're going to be up on that stage.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the amazing one, the one and only, the Lucy Pillar, who. I say, you got this whole Kevin Bacon thing and the 6 degrees of separation or whatever that stuff is. But I say of Lucy Pillar, probably if you know Lucy, you're 1-2 degrees of separation of knowing every musician on the planet. And just to talk a little bit, you guys, I don't believe have met her, but talk about that connection.
It initially came from an open mic night that we all go to. Quite often, James especially. Me and James met.
You guys met there, right?
Yeah. Through Steve. It's now at a different place, but Steve, the guy who runs it, is now at this different place. And I believe it was quite early on in starting out in Jayler. One of the people that go there, Vinny, I believe it is his partner's sister or cousin.
I think so, something like that.
Is Lucy Pillar. And we'd never heard of her before, or a company, but she got in touch with us, and she set up an international fan club, and that's got like over 1,000 followers on that fan club now, and she's tried to see if we could meet up or do something. One of her bands was over here recently. Unfortunately couldn't make it because we had gigs and commitments of our own. But she's constantly looking and trying to get us on things, because she knows promoters over here as well.
Yes.
States.
As a English lass, she she was taking pictures of Free before they were,
Yes, I've seen Paul Rogers especially.
Yes, exactly, and still, so her business for you all out there is All Right Now Entertainment. That's Lucy Pillar. Well, very cool. Well, let's cue up the number one, the first song on the EP, which is Acid Rain, but we're playing it second because, that's what a last DJ can do. And we'll be...
We love the free form of it all.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys being amenable to it. All right, Wahid, if we could, a little Acid Rain.
See people walk along the street, whispering to men about the ultimate defeat. Time and time again, see people talk but do not see the history of man. It's always on repeat. Soon will come the acid rain, and those who fall will feel the pain. Soon will come the acid rain, and those who fall will feel the pain. Come on and feel it. Come on and feel the pain. Come on and feel the pain. Time and time again, see the flames they build, but they do not see the ashes falling from the sky beyond the tree. Time and time again, the streets that flood in our towns, warm and safe sweet homes, but they don't see.
That is Jayler's Acid Rain, and you can find that album and buy it, or buy the EP rather, at Jayler, JAYLER.co.uk. And Livewire, New Music and Live Show Reviews, says right from the opening chords of Acid Rain, the intensity is off the scale. It's certainly old school 70s rock, but with a modern influence a la Greta Van Fleet. But Jayler are special, very special. Another great, and I would agree on that one too.
Thank you. That's a good one.
So talk about that song and your writing process, how you guys collaborate on the writing, etc.
With Acid Rain, it was the first ever song me and Tyler wrote. Me and Tyler were talking about our views on war and how we feel about it. There's definitely, with all the songs we write mainly, it has a hidden meaning, or if not, the meaning's quite in your face. Talking about Acid Rain with all the bullets and missiles. But yeah, that was definitely a heavy song for a heavy topic.
For the first one.
For the first song.
Yeah.
And that's why it was such a shock value to people who would come to our gigs when we were just doing covers. And we're like, here's a song about war and what's happening with the Russia and Ukraine. And definitely got the shock value we wanted.
I love it. Well, here I don't know about in the UK, but here in the United States, the only people that like war are the bloody neocons. just despicable, attached to the military-industrial complex. But anyway, we don't want to talk about that because this is a show about music. So very cool. But we could segue into evil because those people are evil.
Oh, let's do that. I love it.
Even a blind squirrel. So if we could, Wahid, let's cue up a little evil in tribute to the neocons.
Coming home.
off of Jayler's brand new EP, A Piece in Our Time. And Jace Media Music says the energy is awesome as they deliver a crunching finale to a power-packed set that tells us these boys are on for the future as they hone their skills and let us feel the rawness oozing from this colosso 4-piece. Wow. Man, oh man, Jace Media. Very cool. And I would agree. And we were talking about offline. I had y'all in my playlist mixed in when I was on my bicycle this morning with Led Zeppelin 1 and 2. And it just, it was seamless, really. I'm going, oh, man, unbelievable.
Hopefully not too similar.
Yeah, not too similar.
No, I don't know. Original, but, very. And how'd you pick Evil to do on this EP?
You just came in one day.
It was me and Tyler talked about, we should probably just have a kind of secret track, but there's no point of having a secret track unless it's on vinyl because it'll be on the track listing on Spotify or whatnot.
Yeah.
So with the Evil, we're like, let's just do an old blues standard. So I was like, who's the most bluesiest guy we can think of? And I immediately said Muddy Waters, and I really liked the meaning because it was very similar to No Woman. Yeah, I'm sure we'll play later. The whole bluesy, I lost my baby kind of thing. Yeah. So I was like, Evil, that's definitely up our alley. Let's definitely give it a go. And some other people have covered it too. You got the Dead Daisies. Who else?
Cactus, I think, is the version that we're told sounds most like ours.
Oh, interesting.
For me, anyway, I started seeing people started commenting like, "Oh, great to see a young band covering a Cactus song." Yeah. I'm going, I've heard the name, but I didn't. We're not covering Cactus. And I later, after we released the song, found out that in fact Cactus did cover it, and it sounds quite similar to the way we instrumented it. So a little funny one.
Well, so go back to your formative years, if you would. And I'll start with either Ricky or Ed to get them kind of involved in this. But talk about when you first recognized you had this talent, this passion. Who encouraged you? Did someone discourage you and you had to overcome? Address any of those things if you want. Pick and choose.
Well, for me, I'd played guitar from when I was about 6. I don't know what it was that drew me to it. I just like guitar, and I was playing for a few years. I was in a band and I was doing bits and bobs, and then we had a falling out and I ended up leaving, whatever. And, when we was in college, to be fair, it was the first time I picked up a bass. Yeah. Because one of the bands there was just like, oh, we need a bass player. And I was just like, I can play guitar. Surely I can play bass. Yeah.
Simple, 2 less strings,
I picked it up and then...
Well, didn't some famous guy named Paul McCartney or something, didn't he have kind of a similar...
Paul McCartney. Yeah. It's a bell or something.
Well, I played the bass. We did a gig, and James and Ed were standing there watching, and it was just like, why is he actually really good? And I was just like,
we were like, he's better on bass than he is guitar.
Yeah, and I've been playing for like 3 weeks, and I was just like, and I put it down after that gig, and then the opening came up with the band, and I was just like, I can fill in for a bit, and then there's just like, actually, you might be all right, and they let me stay around for a bit. And,
we were like, we kind of said, oh yeah, we just temporary for a minute,
fill in.
and then we'll realize he was too good to let go, and we're like, okay, we'll just keep you.
And that was 22. Did you join Ricky in 22?
That was
I joined just
that was
over a year
only
ago.
that was only last year.
Wow.
It's been with us a year.
Yeah, just over a year now. Ricky's been with us.
April, I think May may have been.
April, May.
Yeah.
Around there.
Wow. Very cool. And then Ed, how about you on drums? What drove you to?
Drums. I was in high school with Rick. He got me playing guitar in primary school.
Okay.
Just seeing him play it just drew me to it, and I was like, I want to play an instrument. Yeah. So I started playing guitar, and then in high school we were getting into bands and jamming around with people, but nobody wanted to play the drums. So I was just like, well, I'll give it a go. Why not? And then it turns out I was better at drums than I am guitar.
Interesting.
So I just sort of stuck with it, and people seemed to like what I was doing. And then in college, I met James and Tyler. Although I met you before, Tyler.
So Tyler joined a bit later in college. He joined like halfway through the first year of college.
Yeah, and James was like, I'm getting a band together. Do you want to jam with us? And I was like, sure, I got nothing else to do. Yeah. And then we jammed, and then they asked me, do you want to join the band? And then I started actually playing the drums. I started actually practicing and learning stuff.
Once again, me and Tyler have got a habit of turning guitar players into
other instruments.
Ricky, the perfect example.
And James even started on the bass.
Yeah, I started on bass.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Bass was my first instrument.
Yeah.
And then when Jayler started, I didn't want to play. I didn't want to be a lead singer. I didn't think I had it in me. But we started doing these open mic nights, and I was just singing half-assed, like just giving it a go. And then we started getting gigs from the pubs we were doing these open mic nights at. And we were like, okay, we need to find ourselves a singer. We never got round to it. And I was like, okay, I'll just do singing for a couple gigs.
So do you do all the singing, James, or does Tyler jump in occasionally, or any of the rest of the fellows?
I shout sometimes.
Yeah, you do some shouting.
Perfect.
Though I am the main vocalist of the band. Yeah, but I pressure these boys into doing some backing vocals.
Okay.
Just like oohs and ahs and some chanty stuff. They hate it, but I force them to do it. I'm the lead singer. I'm the front man. I can tell them what to do.
Yeah,
of course you can. Exactly.
There's some perks to being a front man.
Exactly. Now, Ed, was John Bonham? I mean, is that a mentor? I mean, a drum mentor of yours?
Definitely. He was probably one of the first drummers that I'd watched and actually listened to, and I was like, how does he do that with his foot, or how does he go that fast?
Yeah.
And I remember, I think we ordered a drum kit for me for Christmas. First drum kit, because I joined college and I was actually getting into playing the drums more seriously. I just fell in love with it. I was like, I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And that just got me into drumming.
The first drum kit was a John Bonham,
apparently, it was
an homage to John Bonham.
Yeah,
wow.
to Ludwig.
Yeah.
Emerald green sparkle.
I know.
I didn't know it, but the company Apollo Music that we got my kit from, he came over. I think the owner of the company dropped it off himself. He was like, "It's such a nice kit. I don't want to get damaged." And that's the kit I recorded like 95% of the EP on.
Okay.
Apart from No Woman, it had parts of my Maple kit on there.
Yeah.
Because they were recorded at different times, the songs. But the other songs, I'm pretty sure, were just all my Emerald Sparkle kit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember when James first told me about Ed, and he came up to me at one of the open mic nights. He's like, don't worry, this guy's got a John Bonham signature kit. He's definitely the right guy.
100%,
yeah. So why? I got two questions. So why didn't any of the mates want to play drums? Just hauling all that stuff around? Is that one? Is that one reason?
I don't know. I mean, I was playing guitar as well, and I don't mind taking a back seat and letting other people do their thing. I'm not a massive attention person. I don't mind being at the back.
Yeah.
So not saying you guys are as well. Don't worry.
No, I'm an attention whore.
But I was like, I can have a go at playing drums. I'm up for that.
Yeah.
And then I found out my granddad used to play drums as well.
Oh, no way.
That was a bonus.
Wow.
Yeah. So he would give me little.
What kind of band was he in, Ed? What?
He was in I think they'd play a bit of everything. I think he'd do sessions sometimes.
Yeah.
It was a rock and roll band, but he'd also do like blues and I'm guessing like
a 50s
jazz and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd play a bit of everything, but he'd give me pointers. I remember when I was learning a Beatles song. I think the first song I was learning on drums, Twist and Shout. He was teaching me Ringo Starr's drum beat. It was then, but I was like, oh, he actually played the drums. I was like, wow, I can learn a lot here.
Yeah. Now, you guys, one of y'all mentioned the Royal Albert Hall. Name a favorite show that you've seen there.
Well, we haven't been there personally.
Not to.
But I'm gonna say at the minute.
And why is that? Just too hard to get tickets? Too expensive?
Yeah, it's hard to get.
My sister stood outside there.
Yeah, but
that counts. Who was that? Was that Ed? That counts.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of recordings that I liked, but at the minute, my favorite is probably Blackstone Cherry. They did an album, like a live album there called Royal Albert Yule, and I was like, so that's probably my favorite performance.
Interesting. Well, now what do tickets go for? Is it just too?
That's a lot of money. Yeah, especially with Greta Van Fleet just played there, and we were talking about going to go watch them for my birthday because it was just after my birthday.
Yeah,
but they sold out, and the resale value was like through the roof.
Like what? Just name a number. Give me.
I think people were reselling their tickets for like 280 to 400 quid.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Originally, it wasn't. I don't think it was bad originally.
Yeah,
we were on the fence whether to go or not because we'd already seen them a few months prior.
Yeah,
they were in the UK before. We're like, oh, maybe. And then when we saw the prices, I think we were just like, you know what? We've seen them once.
Yeah. That's enough.
Maybe wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. All right. So Black Cherry for one of y'all. And then who else? What other groups would you get? And it doesn't have to be at Royal Albert, but one of your favorites that you.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
No.
I like their performance there. I think that was really cool. The songs they do are just banging.
Yeah.
Right. But Zeppelin, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Right.
But probably at the moment, them two for me.
Wow, I love it. Very cool. Well, let's cue up a little I'll Meet You There. This is off of Jayler's EP release, A Piece in Our Time, and you can find that at www.jayler.co.uk and buy it there, you all, instead of, because the whole album, or whole EP is fantastic. Every song's great. Don't buy it one-off. Just get the EP and, it'll be well worth your money. I'll Meet You There.
I met a girl, she was wild and free. Her spirit called to me. We danced all night under the stars. We looked at the sea. We traveled the world. We saw it all. We watched the mountains fall. We'll never give up and we'll never back down to see the world as it was meant to be. I'll meet you there when the sun burns bright. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there when the moon flies high. I'll meet you there. Sing about the weeping winds as winter turns to spring, as the flowers bloom on a distant tomb of what we used to be, and how the stars have refused to shine from a world that she designed. We'll never give up, we'll never back down. Receive the love that will set us free. He will set you free. I'll meet you there when the sun burns bright. I'll meet you there.
That's I'll Meet You There off of Jayler's new release, or EP release, A Piece in Our Time. So talk about that song, y'all.
I'll Meet You There. That is this is where like our kind of, I don't know, more mythical side, more savagery and beauty comes into it. It kind of talks of a place which doesn't really exist, but in my mind it kind of does. Not to sound too schizo or anything, but a place where we can all be ourselves and all join as one, kind of thing. And it's a song of talking about this place, and like the lyrics, "I'll meet you there," is kind of saying whoever wants to follow us, like whoever enjoys listening to our music, will kind of let the music take you there where this place is.
What's your process? I mean, do you have a certain time when you write, or does it just come to you? Are you inspired? What's the inspiration?
It's all different. Every time is different. But music always comes first.
Yeah.
I listen to whatever the boys lay down, and I'll close my eyes and just sit back and listen to it for a couple of days and see where the music takes me and how I can write lyrics to help the audience also feel the same way I do.
Yeah.
And not too much so they just only feel what I feel, but so they can interpret it in their own way. So I'll meet you there. My view of where there is can be completely different to, Betty or Susie or Adam. You know what I mean? It can be each to their own, but also have the same kind of direction.
Collective, right? That's the beautiful thing, though, right? I mean, everybody can interpret it as unique as their fingerprint, but then there is that collective. And you guys, you rehearse every week. So is that you go into the rehearsal and then the fellows do the music and then that percolates in your head and then the words come after that?
Yeah, pretty much. Or like for a song which we haven't really released yet.
Yeah.
But we've started playing live is a track called The Getaway. And I wrote the demo for that because I accidentally wrote the riff and I was like, let me just demo it and send it to the boys, see what they think. And I wrote lyrics as I was writing it. And that's how it kind of works. Sometimes they will write something and I'll put lyrics to it after, or I'll come up with something which sounds completely different to what they would imagine. And then they would interpret it in their own way and it'd sound completely different.
I love it.
Yeah, I normally write everything. When I write, it's normally on an acoustic guitar.
Okay,
because I love people like John Denver, Bob Dylan, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, all those guys.
Yeah,
all the folk stuff, and that's where I sit with songwriting. That's the best way I can songwrite. I don't really write riffs or stuff. It's just chords, and then I'll show these guys. I'm like, what do you think of this? And Tyler will go, that could use a nice little juicy riff there.
Oh, yeah.
And where's that come from, James? Where family? When did you first recognize that music was in your you just couldn't get it out?
I think early, like when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, around about then.
Yeah.
I saw music videos for Michael Jackson, and I loved the performing side of that and the dancing, and I was just into that. And then ever since then, my nan would show me people like John Denver, Bob Dylan, and she was a country and western artist.
When you say nan, meaning grandma, your grandma.
Yeah, grandma. Yeah. And she's never been to America. Yeah. I don't think she has anyway.
Yeah.
But she just loved country and western music, and when I was 10 years old, she was teaching me how to put vinyl on a record player and sit down and actually listen to the music instead of. She has
a big collection.
Yeah, definitely. And I accidentally broke the needle once, and I was in big trouble then. Big trouble.
Oh man! Now, and she got vinyl. She's still around.
No, she's not, unfortunately. But when she passed away, she gave me her 12-string acoustic.
Wow!
But I didn't play guitar at the time. I was only 12, and I just picked up the bass. And my first ever acoustic that I learned chords and Bob Dylan and John Denver were all on this 12-string, and it's my favorite.
And you'll play it in her honor at shows, or
Unfortunately, it's only an acoustic. We'd have to mic it up, but if it's electric acoustic,
Yeah,
I 100%. But we've been recently playing a track, which once again hasn't been released, called Sheila, which was her name.
Okay.
And it was kind of my...
Tribute to her. I love it.
Yeah, tribute to her, saying thank you to her and in my own like little way. And people can, connect with it too.
Sure, of course. Well, you've teed it up a couple different times. So it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, that there's another EP in the works, an album. We believe. Well, not we believe. We're going to release a couple singles. Okay. Yeah.
And then if the singles do well, we'll definitely start working on the album.
Gotcha. And is that the model? I mean, I don't think anyone has the answer in this crazy world of music, but does that seem like the formula that fits best? The single and then another single and do it that way rather than a full-blown album or EP?
Yeah, singles definitely do help. We never really thought about doing singles until we got into the studio, and so like to release some singles, see how they go, see which one does best, and then see which we can go further with our sound. And so we'll see how the singles do, and if the singles do well, we'll definitely keep heading in that direction and release an album.
I love it. Well, I can't wait. Well, let's hear a little No Woman, if we could. Jayler's Peace in Our Time EP. Having a great conversation with the fellas, loving the music. Please go out and get that album or EP, www.jayler.co.uk. And Wahid and I are honored and blessed to have been given the opportunity to be sponsors of a jazz event coming up on November 16th here in Roswell, Georgia, at the Roswell Cultural Arts Center. Tickets are on sale now, and this thing will sell out. It's a Locals and Legends jazz series, and the legend is Ken Peplowski, an ultra-entertaining jazz legend who has over 70 CDs to his credit, 70, holy schmoly, and 500 as a side band. He's a brilliant clarinetist. And the Locals are Carla Harris, and Carla's got the chops to have been able to secure the rights to be able to sing the Dave Brubeck catalog from the Brubeck family, and she's an amazing vocalist. And then the keyboard player is Joe Alterman, and Joe Alterman is a monster to the point where Ramsey Lewis and the late Les McCann have called him out for his chops. So check that out, Roswell Cultural Arts Center, November 16th, Locals and Legends, and it will sell out, so get those tickets fast. You guys... we've talked about what's coming next, some singles. Which single is going to be, you think will be be first up of the ones you've mentioned that you've worked on?
We definitely think that it's going to be a track called Love Maker, which is definitely an homage to the late 60s, early 70s rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's got that vibe of Led Zeppelin, Sabbath, Cream. It's got all that.
Yeah. And we were talking about offline, and I threw this out, but I've been reading a lot of, he's a great author out of the UK, Norman Phillips, and he's written the definitive works on Harrison and Clapton and Lennon and McCartney and Elton John, et cetera. And I'm right in the middle of his Buddy Holly book. But I've been thinking a lot about and posed the question, y'all, why do you think so many brilliant guitarists came out of that, 60s, 70s UK, the London, Liverpool scene? I mean, just the list goes on. And you guys answered drugs.
Yeah. Apart from drugs.
Except from drugs. I think it was definitely. I think it was punk at the time. Before even punk was a thing, it was a way to get back at your mum and dad, kind of with all the baby boom and stuff from World War II.
World War II, yeah.
Yeah, of course. You got people, playing rock and roll, still with like upright basses, acoustic.
Skittle, you guys were just kind of coming
Skittle.
out of the Skittle era, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and we were like, it was something edgy and something
right.
dark about rock and roll, like the devil's music, as they would say.
Yeah, right.
But that was just because it was blues music. It was different, and I think every kid from the baby boom era really wanted to be different in a way.
Yeah,
and I think
because they were going to, they were going to school in the coats and ties kind of thing, and
yeah.
So it was very stuffy. And then you had all those albums coming over into Liverpool, the blues albums, right? That weren't really selling in the States back then, but then got picked up by all those, all Mail and on and on and on. But, just the list, Mick Taylor and Clapton, Page, etc.
Yeah. I said especially, I think when Elvis, you started hearing more Elvis in the UK.
Yeah.
It was, loud music.
Yeah.
Played aggressively, and I think that sort of annoyed people, and the people that they didn't annoy were like, I want to do that, and started turning up all their amps and this like
going, I want to play like that. Well, and this young cat that didn't stay on this planet very long, but Buddy Holly, doing That'll Be the Day, and that resonates with George Harrison, who, as I understand it from this book, was kind of the only one that could really do that guitar riff there. And that became the Quarrymen's first release, I think, as I understand the history.
Quarrymen,
Wow.
Yeah. Especially Clapton and George Harrison, they were always trying to top each other.
Yeah.
With girlfriends and music.
Yes, right.
And then Jimmy Page came along. And they were all trying to top each other.
Right.
Turning it with more amps and nicer guitars and harder riffs.
A lot of competition. I picked that up. Friendly competition. But then Hendrix comes along and they all went, oh man, we can't compete with that.
Oh wow.
It's too much. Well, back to Jayler. Let's hear Take Me Home before we wrap up the show.
Walking down the line.
Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten, the last DJ, playing what he wants to play. And in this case, playing the fantastic music by Jayler out of the UK, saying what he wants to say and screwing it up, and who cares? And we were talking about that guitar lift. See? Guitar riff. And I'm only drinking carbonated water, y'all, not that Jack Daniels you all want to carbonate. But talk about that guitar riff.
So James, one day, Marshall did these like tiny little guitar amplifiers. Now, I mean, me and James are both big Marshall fans. We're big stacks on stage. But this little thing is like, it's smaller than a lunchbox. You put a little 9-volt battery in it, and it's a little travel amp. And I believe when we were recording Take Me Home, James was asking me, can you like add some effects on my guitar? It needs to just be interesting.
Yeah.
And at one point, he came to the studio with that amp.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the microphone was bigger than the amp.
Yeah, I just slammed on the desk and went, boom, that's the sound.
And we mic'd it up, recorded it, and
I definitely got some weird looks off the boys when I was like, this is the sound of the intro, and my hand's bigger than it, and it's like, what are you on about? And then I played it them, and they're like, yeah, that's actually sick.
I love it. Well, we are at the top of the hour, but just wanted to give you all an opportunity to give any kind of parting thoughts, comments. It's been a gas. The music is fantastic, and can't wait to see you all at Red Rocks when that happens. But give us, if you go around the horn, Ricky, Eddie, James, Tyler, whoever wants to kick it off with whatever parting thoughts.
We just want to say kind of thank you for having us. I think it's our first ever like American interview that should be on the radio, and we're like,
we've had I think one in America previously.
Okay.
Everyone like a podcast like this.
Never
it's
like
been really
podcast.
fun.
And it was we thank you for listening, everybody. We've had a blast, and hope you have as well.
I love it. Well, what more can be said from that? And thanks to Lucy Pillar again for the introduction to Jayler.
Yes, we've got. Don't forget to join Jayler International Fan Club, which is ARN Entertainment on Facebook. We got our official Jayler Facebook, Instagram, Jayler website, jayler.co.uk. You find us anywhere on all streaming platforms and on Ride the Vibe.
Brilliant. I love it. We're out of here. Michael Litten, the last DJ.